Ohsweken Speedway back for another action-packed Thursday night of racing. I'm McLean Calvin, Jackson Jeffrey here on the mics for another night of Cool Kids Ice and Water Outlaw Kart Thursdays, presented by Two Speed Motorsports. Mobile and beginners out onto the racetrack for heat race number 1.
Gorgeous day out here at Ohsweken Speedway. As you can see from the drone, Abby's joining us here tonight. Yellow flag still out as these Mobile 1 beginners pace around here. Just waiting on one more, I believe. Your starting lineup, 6 laps. The distance in heat race number 1A. Rolling off first is the 96X. That's Benson Flanagan. Joining him in second, that's Icehill Duck Blackburn in the 27B. Rolling off third is the 20 of Austin Van Huden, and at fourth it's Christopher Young in the 7. Fifth is Oakley Jamison in the 88X, and sixth is the 28 of Kaylin Walker. Rolling off seventh is Jolene Hookert in the 96, and in eighth it's the 78M of Millie Miller. Kane McAllister in the 18 machine starts ninth, and rounding up the field, rolling up 10th is Natalie Janae in the 27N.
On pole, you're ahead of the
19 Mobile 1 beginners signed in today. Ready?
Go ahead, one more position.
Doubled up, ready to get this one underway. Carter Long with a white flag.
Lower it down.
Pile up on the bottom of 4. That'll have to throw the caution flag. Not too sure what happened there with that one, but definitely not a good start to the night.
Yeah, I think we both saw the same thing. As they were coming to the green, somebody might have got a little bit antsy, and they all just launched on it and got piled up together. Didn't look too bad. Carter's going to throw the red flag now as we try and figure out what's going on and restart these two machines, Duck Blackburn and the 20 of Austin Van Huten. Take a look at the replay here.
Let's go back to the original. So 20 on the pole.
Looked like the 27 ran down just a little bit. Ran the 20 of Van Huten out of room. That looked to be the cause of that one. So red flag's out as we get these racked and stacked.
Just a little bit eager to get started here.
18.
Now, if you're new here to Outlaw Thursdays, this is usually what we'll do sometimes for some of these bigger classes, especially the younger divisions too, when they have so many of them. As instead of having to pace them around, it's like going through a maze. We're just gonna stop on the front stretch, figure it out.
It works for the most part.
The most part. Looks to be getting good now. But yeah, track's looking great. Nice and dry here. Sun's out. Set to be a great one here, and just waiting for the lineup to figure out, and hopefully we can get these guys launched off without any problems.
Bob, right behind you. Put the 7 up behind the 27B.
Still awaiting, trying to figure out this lineup here.
Little bit of trouble here, but we're figuring out.
Yeah, we're getting close enough.
Good thing we don't have to do this Friday nights. The big boys learned what to do, so.
Yeah, thank God.
Be hard to get the entire mini sock field lined back up after a nasty restart, so good thing there's only 10 carts out there. It makes it a little bit easier for the for Carter Long.
Yeah.
Mercer's out there too, don't forget him.
Everybody's out there. We got everybody out. I believe we should be good now. Yellow flags are now being waved, so I think that's a good sign.
All right, heat race 1A. Ready to get this one back underway. Benson Flanagan, Icehill Duck Blackburn on the front row for this one. Sorry, Benson Flanagan will not start this one. That bumps up Austin Van Huten to the pole. As they take it to the green flag off of corner number 4, we're underway.
Van Huten takes the lead and jumps out to a big gap there back to Oakley Jamison, the 88 machine. Everybody sort of falls out of position here, single file rolling around after 1.
Van Huten leads lap number 1 as he rolls it in corner number 1 down the max straightaway. 27 of Blackburn sits in the third spot. Here comes Kane McAllister.
Yeah, Doug's facing a little bit of heat there from that mean green two-speed machine as he rolls around on the outside line. Really kind of sticks it there, and he'll be able to drag race right by him to take away that third place position. Cross flags are out for Van Houten.
3 laps left to go for that 20 machine out in front. Kane McAllister now going to set his sights on the second place car. Oakley Jamieson with 2 laps left to go.
We got one around there. That's the 27 of Doug Blackburn there. 2 tires knocked out of position. We're going to stay green, though, as Van Houten will still roll out in front, and Oakley Jamieson is running out of room to get away from Kane McAllister. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Austin Van Houten, and Kane McAllister flies by on the outside, trying to take away the second place.
McAllister down the max straightaway. Here he comes at corner number 3. He wants that second place back. Van Houten picks up the win. And Oakley Jamieson holds on to the second spot. Kane McAllister will round out your top 3.
Bit of a chaotic start to our night here, but always a good one. Austin Van Houten's going to roll it off as we get ready for Heat Race 1B, 6 laps of distance as well. Just about getting ready to roll off here in this one. And, not too much, that's all she wrote.
Kane McAllister not able to get that second spot. He had a good run to the outside, but couldn't get it done that heat race. So we'll see second round of heat races, see what he can do with that 18 machine.
Yeah, he started deep there in that one. Couldn't quite capitalize, but still a full second heat race for him as Heat Race 1B's getting ready to roll out here. Starting lineup goes a little like this. Rolling off first in the 00 junior, that's Aubrey Pettit. And in second, it's Braden Pettit. In the 9, Ainsley McAllister in the 1 rolls off third. And Easton Hill in the 24E will start fourth. In 5th place is the 52 of Lucian Anthony. And in 6th, it's Grace Gledhill in the 17. Maverick Chichok in the 27 rolls off 7th. 8th is the 7G of Grayson Hessen. Rounding out the field is Jackson McDonald in the 87.
Golf Depot white flag shown one more time around. We'll get these Mobile 1 beginners underway for their 6th lap heat race as they pace behind Trevor DeBoer in the Case Scouts. Down the back straightaway they go.
Slowly creeping to the green flag here. Penner and Pettit will lead him off, rolling through the turns. Pettit jumps out to a bit of a gap there on the rest of the field. He'll lead him down the backstretch. Lucian Anthony there in second swerves over the 00 junior and makes way there and shoves by Braden Pettit to take the lead.
Lucian Anthony, your leader. Penner sitting in the 2nd spot. Battle for 3rd now. 2nd as they make their way into corner number 3. Here comes Maverick Chichok with a charge to 2nd. Here comes Easton Hill down to the bottom. He'll take the top 3 spot as they work their way into corner number 3.
They all pass the 00 junior, and now Chichok and Hill set their sights on the 52 Lucian Anthony. He's got a bit of a gap there back to 2nd place and is running a nice smooth line there, starting to widen his gap from 1st to 2nd here. Just rolling around nice and clean, trying to run out the clock here.
Easton Hill now trying to make a charge on the 27 of Maverick Chichok. Golf Depot white flag flies one more time around for Lucian Anthony.
He's trying to put the bow on this one, and Maverick Chichok just trying to get some breathing room there on Easton Hill. He's going to do it. Coming around for the final time, trying to avoid the lap traffic. Lucian Anthony is going to get the win. Maverick Chichok in 2nd, and Easton Hill is going to take it home in 3rd.
Good drive by the 52 of Lucian Anthony. He'll pick up Heat Race 1B for the Mobile 1 beginners. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Mobile 1. For more than 50 years, Mobile 1 has led the way in synthetic motor oil technology, delivering outstanding performance and protection for engines around the world. From everyday vehicles to championship-winning race cars, Mobile 1 keeps engines running at their best. And Doty Creek, the box dog Outlaw Kart division, is presented by Doty Creek Agricultural Services. Specializing in custom farm services, Yetter Farm Equipment, and precision planter sales and service. Doty Creek Agricultural Services helps local farms maximize performance in the field. Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks out onto the racetrack for Heat Race 1A. On the pole for this one in the 94, that's Georgia Hookert, and her outside in car number 77H, that's Randy Hollingshead. Rolling off for the third spot in the 18G, that's Grayson Powell, and his outside of the 816, that's Aiden Austin. Rolling off fourth in the, rolling off fifth rather in the 14, that's Diesel Montour. Green flag flies, Speck, McInnes, Hill, Walker, Burbridge, and Bradley. One up and over, red flags out.
Stop. Nice. Yeah, that works. Stop.
Bit of a chaotic start there to that one. Racemen already on the scene here to get that cart turned over. Trying to get everybody to come to a halt here. 18G of Grayson Palace. Raceman's going to make sure that he's all right. Just looked like an innocent roll there, not too chaotic, but a roll nonetheless. So,
not too sure what happened there. I didn't. Here's the replay from Abby of the drone.
I think they just made contact there, rolling into turn one, and went for a bit of a flip there.
Yeah, it didn't look too violent, which is okay. It looked like they're trying to make sure the cart's ready to get back out in the field. That 18G Grayson Powell is there. Trevor DeBoer trying to get it fired back up. And he's telling them to join the tail end of the field. Good to see he's back and okay.
Now, while they're stopped, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. Number one, starting in the rear end of the field, the 20 of Tom Bradley is the son of Dave Bradley, voice of NASCAR Canada Series, and also an Outlaw midget racer on pavement. And his son, Tom Bradley, making his first start ever on dirt tonight. He races go-karts on pavement, road course racing style. So glad to see more guys from the pavement side coming out here and checking it out. And going to be excited to see what Tom Bradley can do here in that 20 machine. Also, Randy Hollingshead's playing the role of the candy man here tonight. Said he's selling cotton candy in his pit after the features here. So told us to announce that. So if you're looking for a little sweet treat after the race, go there and check out Randy Hollingshead pit for some cotton candy.
Well, I guess I can redo the lineup here since I didn't get to gurgle it out enough. But I'll restart this one here on the pole. The 94, that's Georgia Hookert, her outside. Car number 77H, that's Randy Hollingshead. Rolling off third in the 18G, that's Grayson Powell. And his outside of the 816, that's Aiden Austin. Rolling off fifth in the 14, that's Diesel Montour. And his outside of car number 4, that's Emmett Speck. Rolling off for the 7th spot, the 64X, that's Mason McInnes. And rolling off 8th in the 28, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off for the 9th spot in the 09, that's Casey Walker. And rolling off 10th in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. And rounding out the field in car number 20, that's Tom Bradley.
64X here behind the 14.
Stopped here once again, setting up this lineup. Bit of a chaotic start here to this Outlaw Thursday, but we're still having fun. At least we are.
Maybe just you.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
I'm a little under the weather right now. So
okay, I got you a water, and hopefully the 12 energy drinks will fix everything.
Well, you know what? I had an iced coffee on the way here too, so
oh well, that's
I should be jittery the rest of the night.
You know what? I mean, if we're not drinking caffeine, is it really an Outlaw Thursday broadcast?
No,
exactly.
It's just how
This is how it is.
Go-karts at that point.
Yeah. If we're ever not drinking energy drinks, it's not us, I swear. Golf Depot white flag being displayed one more time around before Georgia Hooker, Randy Hollingshead are going to lead him off in the restart here.
Glad to see Grayson Powell at the tail end of the field there after that little bit of a tumble. That cart's all fine and ready to go get this 8th lap. Heat race underway. Green flag flies. They'll roll in corner number 1. Hollingshead to the outside. Hooker down the bottom.
Hollingshead slid a little bit out there, and that allows for Diesel Montour and that 14 machine to slide by up into second. 64X machine rolling on the outside, trying to follow in the line of Georgia Hooker. Hooker still holds him down after 1, but is facing a lot of heat from the rest of the pack.
Here comes McInnes to the outside of Diesel Montour. He wants that second place bad. Hollingshead's trying to get his nose there in the mix. Emmett Speck sitting in the 5th spot. Here comes McInnes now to the outside of Montour off of corner number 4.
McInnes got a great launch there, and that allows for him to drag race side by side with Diesel Montour. Still, nobody's really getting the edge out. Now he's got a great run. We'll try to lead it into turn 3 and 4. Cross flags are up for Georgia Hooker, and there's a war going on for 3rd behind her.
McInnes keep it to the outside of Montour. Down the back straightaway they go. Speck wants a little bit of the mix here. McInnes takes that 2nd spot away. Diesel Montour and Speck in a battle for 3rd.
Speck had to bite on the brakes there a lot. Still doing it. You can watch the cart bobble as he tries to go into the turn. Still can't quite get an edge out. He'll finally stick his nose in on the inside line. Montour's going to shut the door again, and Speck will go right back to tasting his tail.
Golf Depot white flag flies for Hooker. Here comes McInnes now making a charge for the lead. One more lap around down the back straightaway they go. Hooker holds on to in the corner number 3. McInnes gonna cut down to the bottom. Hooker picks up the win. McInnes holds off of the 2nd place spot over Diesel Montour in 3rd.
Emmett Speck there finishes in 4th. Almost had another one for him, but ran out of racing room as Georgia Hooker will get a heat race win. Mason McInnes will pull off 2. And we get ready for heat race 1B.
Starting on the pole for this one of the 5K, that's Caleb Miller. And he is outside of the 24S, that's Sadie Cribelli. Rolling off 3rd in the 51, that's Grayson Lawson. And rolling off 4th in the O2C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off 5th in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloyheen. And his outside of the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off 7th in the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson. And rolling off 8th in car number 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off 9th in the 7M, that's Michael Tunn. And his outside in the 81 machine, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And rounding out the field in car number 72, that is Silas Podowinski.
Golf Depot white flag being displayed. 5K machine. Gonna creep them down the backstretch for the final time before we send them off.
22 Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks here tonight. Good packed field ready for an action-packed day. Main green flag flies. 8 laps to distance, heat race 1B.
Miller and Lozen immediately blast out away from the rest of the pack. We got one touch in the tires there. That's the 15X of Austin Dickinson. Everybody keeps it clean though. Still rolling through. Caleb Miller in the 5K machine rolling out ahead. Top 3 starting to spread out.
Here comes Lozen to the outside of Miller off of quarter number 3. Down the front straightaway they go. Miller holds on to the lead. Here comes Moore. He now down the bottom.
Lozen running that outside line, letting that massive wing fly in the air there, trying to gain an edge on the 5K machine. Malloyheen there comes by, tries to steal away the 2nd place position. Still doesn't quite have it yet. They're going to drag race down the backstretch yet again.
Lozen going to keep to the outside of Malloyheen off of quarter number 4. Down the front straightaway they go. Miller has a big battle behind him for the 2nd place spot. Lozen makes a charge to the outside now.
Lozen still trying to use all that extra lane that he has in that outside line, but it's not quite working for him yet. Caution flags out. We got some tires around. Austin Dickinson once again goes for a bit of a spin. Making contact with some of those. Are they, what kind of tires were they again?
Super modified.
It was super something. I was going to say, it's not a super late model. So yeah, super modified tires. Close enough, right?
Super tires. Right there.
Super tires.
Super tires. There's Bob Mercer giving that tire a little kick. Putting out a workout for him. I'll chirp him any chance I get.
Yeah, well, we get chirped all the time, so it's only justified.
It's all in good fun, don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
He might not.
Yeah, he might be serious. We're not. Field still pacing around here. Under the sun. Starting to run out of time here in the summer. Not a lot of events left here.
It's not a nice thing to say.
Well, what? Running out of summer?
Yeah.
That
It means the race season's come to the end. We're on the latter half of it right now. It's actually quite sad. Green flag back out for Caleb Miller. He'll go in the corner number 1. Lozen and Malloyheen looking to go back after the battle for 2nd. 2 to go.
Miller's once again going to roll away here from the rest of the pack. Lozen trying to follow suit. Not quite yet. He's finally going to get a bit of breathing room from Grayson Malloy. He will make a great charge on the 5K as the golf people white flags out. Last time around for Caleb Miller, he's facing some heat from the 51.
Down the max chute they go. Here comes Lowe's into the outside of Miller trying to find the run he needs. He'll tuck in behind the 5K, makes the charge to the outside, but I believe Miller picked up the win. No? Huh. I think Lozen picked up the win over Miller and Malloyheen in third. And that'll conclude the box stocks. Round number 1 for heat racing.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Aero Pest Control. If unwanted pests have moved in, Aero Pest Control has the solution. For more than 30 years, they've provided safe and effective pest control services for homes and businesses across southwestern Ontario. And by McHugh Supply. With over 160 years of experience, McHugh Supply has become one of Ontario's most trusted wholesale distributors of HVAC and home comfort products.
Beginner flat carts out onto the racetrack for their first heat race of the night. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
8 laps of distance for the first of 2 heat races here for these beginner flats. Rolling off first is the 51 of Evan Sauter, and in second, that's the 4 of Charles Stewart. Declan Ellis in the 72 machine rolls off third, and Woody Nat Herney in the 67 will start fourth. Rolling off fifth place is the 27 of Daxton Ellis, and rounding out the field is Clayton Hager in the 5JR in 6. Green flags out, and we got one around already. Charles Stewart goes for a bit of a spin. Believe we're going to stay under yellow here, or go back to yellow. Not the way you'd want to start this one. Still trying to fight off the chaos here tonight.
Stuck to us like a bug.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like my sickness.
Yeah.
It's just allergies, guys. Come on. It's that time of year.
That's why you don't want me to say summer's over, because it means allergies are out. But take a look at the replay here. Off the start, just looked like racing incident, got turned around, and he'll roll it back again.
They'll kick it 2x2 around the racetrack. Hurt along to the green flag at hand, ready to flap it in the wind and get this one back underway. Green flag flies here for the beginner flat carts heat race number 1 of the night. Sauter leads him on the bottom of the racetrack. Stewart here and Nat Herney battling for the second spot.
They make a little bit of contact, and Charles Stewart's trying to claim that spot back and have a better start than he did last time we tried to send this around. He's right on the tail end of the 51 of Evan Sauter, rolling on the outside, trying to pick up a little bit of speed to take down that red 51 machine. Not quite yet. Sauter been dominant all year, starting to pull away with this one.
Stewart to the outside of Sauter. They work their way off the corner number 2. Stewart going to keep it to the top side of the racetrack. He'll cut down to the bottom of the entrance of 3. He'll ride it up the racetrack, trying to get by the 51 of Sauter. Now we see Ellis up to the 3rd spot.
Yeah, back there deeper in the field, Clayton Hager and Ellis there. They're duking it out. Ellis back up to the 3rd place spot. Cross flags are out. Stewart rolls up to the outside, and they drag race down the front. Somebody's making the challenge on the 51. It's Charles Stewart. He slips back a little bit, and that allows for Ellis there in that 27 machine to try and make a charge on the tail end. Still doesn't quite have his nose in on the 51.
Stewart kind of gurgled out of that single file there for the top 3. Here comes Daxton Ellis all over the tail end of the 51. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 to go.
Sauter there still holding on. They make contact with the 27 machine of Daxton Ellis there. Ellis now with the lead out in front. Sauter on the outside line. And here comes Clayton Hager trying to force his way through to take the 2nd place spot. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around.
Daxton Ellis leads him down the back straightaway. Clayton Hager up to the 2nd spot. Sauter in 3rd. Sauter's going to make a charge to the outside. Can't make anything happen. Daxton Ellis picks up the win.
Clayton Hager's going to take it home in 2nd. And Evan Sauter finishes it in 3rd. That was an exciting heat race. Excited to see when they roll out again in a little bit.
That definitely proves my point of how these cars kind of race like asphalt. Single file around the bottom, when you get bumped out of that single file, you're kind of screwed. You got to restart. You got to get to the tail end of that single file line and try and find your way back up to the front. But that'll conclude beginners flat karts heat race number 1 of the night. Up next, the intermediate flat karts ready for their heat race. On the pole for this one in the 28, that's Caitlin Walker. And her outside at car number 11, that's Kendall Sarantacos. Rolling off of the 3rd spot in the 44B, that's Shakira Miracle. And her outside of the 9D, that's Tovin DeLima. Rolling off 5th in the 13, that's Rylan Huffman. And his outside at car number 17, that's Jack Ruchai. Rolling off of the 7th spot in car number 27, that's Marcus Bousfield. And rolling off 8th in the 53, that's Ben Fairway. Rounding out the field in the 15W, that's Nate Weedrag.
Coming to the green flag here. Walker and Sarantacos lead him off. Ladies of the oval here. Sarantacos makes contact there. They're 3 wide going down into turn 3 and 4.
Bousfield spun there in Lamanama 2. He'll get that one back underway. 3 wide into corner number 1. DeLima takes the lead. Down the back straightaway they go. Rylan Huffman looking to get his nose in the mix. Caitlin Walker to the outside for 3rd.
DeLima's got to hold off a lot of bad fast drivers here. Rylan Huffman right on the tail of Kendall Sarantacos. Tries to dive down and pass by there. Not quite enough speed to fully pass by the 11. He'll dive down to the bottom again, trying to get by Sarantacos. Nothing. Fizzles out.
Rylan Huffman all over the tail end of the 11 machine. Cross flags out. 4 laps left to go for Tovin DeLima.
DeLima's holding on to that lead, but it's starting to phase out pretty quickly. He finally gets a little bit of breathing room there on Kendall Sarantacos, rolling into turn 3 and 4. Just trying to wait out the clock and pull away with the win here, but he's still got to play some tight defense if anybody gets close.
Huffman down to the bottom of Sarantacos in a corner number 3. They'll door bang off of 4. Huffman takes the 2nd place spot. Gonna set his sights on the 9D, but Sarantacos isn't done yet. Tovin DeLima takes the Golf Depot white flag one more time around.
He's finally got a lot of space back there on Rylan Huffman and Kendall Sarantacos. Should be a smooth sailing through turn 3 and 4. He'll come by here and take the win. Rylan Huffman will take it home at 2nd. Kendall Sarantacos in 3rd.
Glad to see the 9D of Tovin DeLima back. Did a bit of traveling there in the 9D machine, but picks up the heat race here for the intermediate flats. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Action Transmission. Since 1987, Action Transmission has delivered expert transmission diagnostics, repairs, and service. With locations in Brantford, Simcoe, and Woodstock, they're ready to keep your vehicle performing its best. And Runway Energy. Locally owned and customer focused, Runway Energy provides fuels, lubricants, HVAC services, furnaces, water heaters, and home comfort solutions throughout the region. Williams Brother Heating and Cooling open Outlaw Karts out onto the racetrack, ready for heat race number 1. 10 laps the distance on the pole for this one. In the 97, that's Andy Gray to his outside of the 0J. It's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Rolling off 3rd in the 7, that's Jack Smolders, and to his outside of car number 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. Rolling off 5th in the 96, that's Brendan Hager, and his outside of car number 88, in car number 88, that's Riley Mercer. Rolling off 7th in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal, and rounding out the field in car number 18, that's Gabby Darway.
As these karts get some heat in the engines pacing around here, I just want to say this drone is sweet. It looks like we really stepped it up in the professionality now that Abby's here. It looks really sweet. We almost look like we know what we're doing. Well, they do. Us in here don't, but it looks awesome. I can't wait to see what it'll look like when the senior flats roll it for theirs. It's going to look like Daytona.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when the senior flats get out on the racetrack. But for now, we have the Williams Brother Heating and Cooling open Outlaw Karts as they take formation down the back straightaway, ready to get this 10-lap heat race underway.
Yellow flag still out as they pace around here. Get a gorgeous look at the little O here. Don't know exactly why we're still pacing around under yellow, but should be ready to go here shortly, or next time around.
I think we're missing any karts here, so not too sure what's happening here. Oh, no.
17Z is Zayden Miller, not making the call here in this one.
There we go. Somebody got it.
I can't read. Or no math. Golf Depot white flags out though, so don't have to worry too much. We're going to be going green this time around. Andy Gray and Johnny Miller are going to launch him off.
Green flag flaps in the wind here as they rumble into corner number 1. Here comes Smolders making a charge for the lead.
Smolders has really been picking up a lot of heat towards the tail end of the season. He's going to let that 7 machine fly, whipping into turn 1 and 2. Johnny Miller comes in, slams the door, forces Smolders. Oh, we got everybody's bundled up. Yellow flag's out there. Smolders believe he got a technical issue through turn 1 and 2, forced everybody to check up, and everybody makes contact with each other.
Not too sure what happened there. Maybe the cart just cut off. But that 7 machine just came fast to a halt.
Yeah, I don't know what ailed it, but he absolutely sent it into turn 1 and 2. Johnny Miller came in, and it looked like he had to bite the brakes to check up, and I don't know if that was the cause of the problem. I wouldn't believe so, but now they're going to separate Keanu Teal, Andy Gray, Gabby Darling there.
Here's the replay on your screen from the drone shot. So, looked like Darling spun around. Got clipped by a couple of carts there, and that was the cause for that caution. Smolders gets pushed off the racetrack up on corner number 4. Mercer's got to put in the work there for that 7 machine.
Trying to free it there. Push these ones around. We're still going to pace under yellow here. And that Smolders machine has left the track, so they're going to try and figure out what's going on with that one. Hopefully they can get it refired here if they're still trying to look at Andy Gray and Gabby Darling. Keanu Teal's going to get pushed off. Should just be an innocent refire here. Starting to get some heat in that motor. Now Gabby Darling's going to get pushed off. Get ready to rejoin the field.
A little bit of front end damage to the 97 Andy Gray. Looks a little bent up there for that 97 machine. So how to conclude his heat race as they push him into the infield there. That wheel ain't even touching the ground.
Yeah, I saw the wing was a little bit crooked up there too. So heartbreak for Andy Gray, starting on pole, collected in a racing incident. Yeah, that 97 machine is doesn't look great. I'm no mechanic, but
I'm no mechanic, but that wheel looks a little bent there.
Yeah.
I'll get Jeff Durden to give his insight.
Yeah,
he's the real mechanic over there.
Send the real mechanics out there to fix it. Although if it's not a Mopar, I don't think he's going to touch it.
I just hit it with a wrench.
Field still pacing around under yellow here. I'm sorry I tracked all the dirt in here.
He's got those cowboy boots on, trying to LARP here in the booth.
I mean, I can't lie. Yeah, it's true. All right, fine, you got me.
He had to get mud on them to make sure they're real, right? No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as my one friend told me, it's not about where you live, it's about how you live, I guess. But we're going to go back to green here. Johnny Miller, Riley Mercer looking to get another win here tonight. Miller's going to lead him off, going into turn 1-2. Brennan Hager, that 96 machine's going to launch up too. Mercer and Hager drag race.
Smolders slow in the back straightaway, still fighting motor trouble in that 7 machine. And Miller goes around on the bottom of 2. Caution flags out. I don't know if that's for Smolders or Miller.
I believe it would have been for Smolders there, and Miller just spun out of the way after that, I would think. Rolling by here, Smolders comes to a stop in between turn 3 and 4. I believe they're just going to push him off here. I think that'll end his night, or this heat race for now. Car pulled off, came back on, still struggled, so might as well just call it and get ready for the next one here. Take a look at the replay here. Johnny Miller going for his spin, battling with Brennan Hager there. Just an innocent solo spin there.
Golf Depot white flag flaps in the wind, ready to get this one back underway. We are another cart down, sadly. Miller leads them off. Hager and Riley Mercer, your top 3. Mercer got to pick up a feature win last week, ready to get this one done again. Green flag, back out.
Johnny Miller once again hops on the loud pedal, trying to lead him into turn 1 and 2. Brendan Hager follows in suit, trying to use some of that outside lane to make a pass. Miller's going to hold it down after one lap under green here.
Off down the back straightaway they go. Miller holds on to the lead. Hager looking to try to get that top position away from the 0J. The Bullet with a mullet sitting in the third spot as they work their way into corner number 3.
Riley Mercer's gonna fly by on the outside line here, trying to gain on the back end of Brendan Hager, facing a little bit of heat from Gabby Darling as he's gonna go into turn 3 and 4. That 18 machine's now on his tail. Everybody kind of single file out here, not too much going on, just trying to wind some laps down and keep them clean.
Darling putting some heat there on the tail end of the 88 as they work their way down the front straightaway now into corner number 1. Darling going to stick the nose to the inside. Mercer with a run off the backstretch. 2 to go for Johnny Miller. Here comes Darling again.
Miller's going to Mercer's going to shut the door there, rolling on the outside, but Gabby Darling's going to stick it down and she'll take the edge of Golf Deep and white flags out one more time around for your leader, Johnny Miller.
Still a little bit of a battle for third here going on. Off the corner number 4, it's the Iceman. Johnny Miller picks up the heat race win. Brendan Hager finishes in the second spot, and Gabby Darling picks up a top 3 spot.
Bit of a chaotic heat race there again. Kind of got a little bit wild there, and now we'll get ready for the senior flats, ready to roll off for their first of 2 heat races here tonight. As they pull them off there, I don't know if we can see it on the camera. Watch and look at Andy Gray's car as they pull that one off. Hopefully, don't know if that'll end his night or not, but not the way you want to finish your heat race.
Something wrong with that, I think.
Maybe.
No, yeah, that is a heartbreak for the 97 Andy Gray. See if they can wrench on that thing, get it back out for heat race number 2 later on in the night. Wings off the set there. They'll get a push back to their pit box and hopefully get that thing back out. Clinton Jeffries signing out for the night.
Yeah, well, he's done. He gave us the money. He gave us the pays. So
he's got his work. He's got to get ready for tomorrow night.
Yeah, he needs to get to bed.
He's got a long drive home.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to more important matters. Senior Flats getting ready to roll out for their first of 2 heat races, 8 laps of distance. Rolling off first is Matt Reed in the 78, and in second it's the 89 of Jamie Porter. Rolling off third is Ron McGarry in the 33, and starting fourth is the 88 of Rowan Reed. Rolling off fifth is Jack McPhail in the 42, and at sixth it's the 73 of Mike Miller. Rolling off seventh is 66 of Bailey Salt, and in eighth it's Nick Kuplo in the 751. Rolling off ninth in the 18 machine, it's Adam Cicilla, and 10th, it's the 44 of Robbie General. Rounding up the field is Grant Matchett in the 66W and 11, and they're going to slowly come to a creep here through turn 3 and 4. Carter's ready to let that green flag soar. Here we go.
Jamie Porter leads him down the backstretch. Matt Reed's not going to let that happen. He sticks the nose, but Porter holds on, and he'll lead the opening lap.
Reed tried to come in there and force his way for the lead. Porter's going to slam it like you said, and he'll start to pull away there from the 78 machine. Jack McPhail in the 42. He's trying to hold off Ron McGarry and Mike Miller in the 73. They were drag racing side by side. Miller's going to take the edge out, and he's going to pull away there from Ron McGarry.
Miller up to the 4th spot. He'll set his sights there on the 42 of Jack McPhail. As Matt Reed's trying to keep pace with the 89 of Jamie Porter down the backstretch. He's doing a good job at that.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good so far, just trying to follow in his shadow and make some moves, waiting out the clock, trying to make a pass there. Starting to get a little bit closer, draft on the rear end of him, but Porter's going to pull away, going through turn 3 and 4. Top 6 are all single file out. Nick Kuplo in the 751 drag race is down by Mike Miller, and he'll take the edge out of the 73 machine. Will now go to work on 4th place, Robbie General.
Problems with the 18. Adam Cicilla, he'll pull off the racetrack there the previous laps. Down the back straightaway they go. Reed keeping really good pace there with Jamie Porter. Golf Depot white flag flies one more time around to see if he can make anything happen.
Porter's going to shut the door into turn 1 and 2, but Matt Reed still following in suit on his tail. Porter's going to dive it down into turn 3 and 4. Reed's got a good launch, but Porter's going to hold down the fort and take the win.
Reed picks up the second spot over the 42. Jack McPhail. And that'll conclude the first round of heat racing. Up next, the Mobile One beginners.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Hertz Truck Center. When quality workmanship matters, trust Hertz Truck Center. Known for attention to detail and exceptional service, Hertz keeps trucks and fleets operating at their best. And KJ Made. KJ Made helps brands, race teams, and businesses stand out with custom apparel, merchandise, and promotional products. No templates, no shortcuts, just custom gear designed to get noticed.
Mobile One beginners out onto the racetrack for heat race 2A. It gets a little confusing in the latter half of these heat races. Jackson Jeffrey with their lineup.
Had to scramble to get my paper there. Rolling off first here in that 1-8. Rolling off first here in the 27N, that's Natalie Janae. Rolling off second is the 18 machine of Kane McAllister. Rolling off third is the 78M of Millie Miller. And in fourth, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert. Rolling off fifth is Kaylin Walker in the 28. And in sixth, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson. Seventh is the 7 of Christopher Young. And in eighth, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten. Duck Blackburn in the 27B rolls off ninth. And Benson Flanagan in the 96X will round out the field starting 10th. Coming around for the final time, Janae and McAllister ready to lead them off. Here we go.
McAllister leads him in a corner number 1. As we got a battle for second to Bruin here, Oakley Jameson and Natalie Janae duking it out. Hooker also wants part of the mix.
Jameson there on the left side of Janae trying to pass by here. Jolene Hookert on the outside line there. Everybody sort of single files out. Austin Van Houten puts some pressure on the 88 of Oakley Jameson. Fizzles out, but Van Houten's going to once again try and go for a charge to take that third place position.
Van Houten to the outside of Oakley Jameson looking for the third spot. 3 to go for Kane McAllister.
McAllister's rolling away with this one, looking to have redemption from his result in the previous heat race there. Still rolling real solid here. Now, finally, Austin Van Houten will get around Oakley Jameson in that 88 machine. Will now go to work on the 27 of Janae.
Here comes Kane McAllister to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around for that 18 machine. And here comes Van Houten now making a charge to the 27 and Natalie Janae. Kane McAllister picks up the win. As Natalie Janae pulls out with the second spot over Austin Van Houten, Oakley Jameson, and Christopher Young, your top 5.
McAllister just went for a nice Sunday cruise there and happened to pick up a win while he was at it. No pressure at all. Dominant in this one here. Now, final heat race for these Mobile One beginners. Heat race 2B, getting ready to roll off 6 laps. The distance, rolling off first is the 87 machine of Jackson McDonald. And in second, it's the 7G of Grayson Hess. Maverick Treechok will start third in the 27 machine. And Grace Glenhill in the 17 will roll off fourth. Fifth is Lucian Anthony in the 52. And at sixth, it's the 24E of Easton Hill. Rolling off seventh is the 1 of Ainsley McAllister. And at eighth, it's the 9 of Braden Pettit. Aubrey Penner in the double zero junior rounds up the field, rolling in ninth. And here they come out onto the track. Final heat race for these Mobile One beginners.
6 laps the distance. Carter Long with a green flag in hand, ready to get these guys underway. As they pace around the field, Golf Depot white flag flies. Good to see a good field of carts here for these Mobile One beginners. I believe I counted 18 for these beginners, so let's hope my math serves me correct.
19.
Well, I think I'm going to retire.
Well, look, there's a reason we're in the booth, right? And we're not doing with scoring because I can't do any math ever.
Oh.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not very smart.
Me neither. No green. Oh, a bit of a weed there down the front straightaway.
Another chaotic start here for these Mobile One beginners in the final heat race of the night. For these young guns here, we're going to stay under yellow for now. Try to figure out what's going on here. Probably going to have to restack them. Sun's starting to set here. The lights are out. And we're going to stop them on the front straightaway here. Take a look at the replay. Yeah, a bit of a wonky start there. I can understand why we're going to stay yellow on that one.
Okay, 87. You're on the pole. 17 on the outside.
They'll stop him, get this field lined up and ready to get it back underway. Mobile 1 Beginners Heat Race 2B.
52. Double zero behind.
Get this lineup back out and situated here.
Had to step off the mic there for an important team meeting. And somebody's eating cookies.
Damien, behind camera 1, came in and waved the cookie in our faces and said, I don't know where I got it.
Yeah, like coming here to look at some on the mixing board. Where'd you get the cookie?
It's like that one Instagram clip with waves it down on the guy's face.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Can't wave it past those big boys in here, right?
Yo, big duck's got to eat.
Yikes.
Oh.
Enough energy drinks or what?
Oh, never enough. What is that, 3 today?
Couldn't count.
Yeah, I'm running. Well, you drink it up, you don't need to count. Just about ready to go to the green flag here. Hopefully we can have a clean start. Green flag's out. Maverick Chichok rockets out to the lead already into turn 1 and 2.
Down the back straightaway, Lucian Anthony is sitting in the second spot on that 52 machine. He'll take a look to the inside of Chichok. Down the back straightaway they go.
Anthony holding on to the tail end of Maverick Chichok there as they roll through turn 3 and 4 under the sunset here. Chichok still holding on. Starting to pull away from the rest of the pack here. Aubrey Penner in third place, holding off. Grace Gledhill on that 17 machine. Everybody's kind of spread out from each other. The 27 to Chichok will start to encroach on some lap traffic here, putting the one machine down a lap. Lucian Anthony will follow suit, but it is all the Maverick Chichok show.
2 to go for Maverick Chichok. Lucian Anthony sitting in the second spot as they break away from the rest of the pack. Aubrey Penner and Grace Gledhill duking it out for the third spot. And as the Gulf Depot white flag flies one more time around for Maverick Chichok.
Another nice, easy cruise to a win here. He'll roll around the lap traffic for the final time. Lucian Anthony will do the same. But Maverick Chichok is going to get the win. The 52 of Anthony will come home in second. And Aubrey Penner in the 00 junior will take it home in third. That'll do it for these Mobile 1 beginners. Getting ready to roll out next is the Box Talks. We'll be back on GeForce TV. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Williams Bros. Family owned and operated on 6 nations, Williams Bros has been providing trusted HVAC installation, service, and repairs for more than 30 years. For all your heating and cooling needs, call the experts at Williams Bros. Huffman Restoration. The Junior Flat Kart Division is brought to you by Huffman Restoration. Serving Brantford and surrounding areas, Huffman Restoration specializes in renovation, decks, fencing, and quality craftsmanship you can trust. And by All-Star Performance. The Senior Flat Kart Division is proudly sponsored by All-Star Performance. For more than 3 decades, All-Star has supplied racers with innovative, affordable, and hard-to-find performance parts for the shop, trailer, and the racetrack.
Doty Creek Agricultural Services Box Talks out onto the racetrack for Heat Race 2A. As they come to the green flag, Everett Burbridge and Walker lead him into corner number 1.
Casey Walker's going to jump out to a lead here. The 64X and the 28 of Hunter Hill. They drag race into turn 3 and 4. Mason McKinnis there in 4th place right now, trying to pass the 28. Casey Walker still holding on.
Everett Burbridge to the outside of Hunter Hill in a corner number 3. He'll keep it to the top side of the racetrack. They'll swarm around the 09 of Walker in a corner number 1. He'll get stuck behind the 09. He'll pass it on the backstretch.
Everett Burbridge in the 02 machine will roll by there. Hunter Hill will do the same. Mason McKinnis looks to join him as well. Passed on the 09 machine of Casey Walker. Emmett Speck there. Everybody drag races to the outside line. Cross flags out already for Everett Burbridge. He's halfway home and is out by a country mile.
Speck to the outside of Walker as they battle there for the 4th spot. Here comes Speck now making a charge. He'll cut down to the inside, slides up the racetrack. Speck can hold on to 5th.
Everett Burbridge still just extending his lead there. Emmett Speck will finally get around Casey Walker in the 09 machine, and I spoke too soon. Not quite yet. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Everett Burbridge, and now Emmett Speck will drag race around the outside.
He'll take away that 5th spot, 4th down the backstretch. Speck. Here comes Everett Burbridge now off of corner number 4 to the checkered flag. He'll pick up the heat race win over Hunter Hill and McInnes.
That'll do it for this second last heat race for these Doty Creek Agricultural box stocks as they slowly go for their cool down lap. We got one more left coming out here, and starting to run out of time here in these heat races to make something happen.
Heat race 2B wrapped and ready to get underway. On the pole for this one in the 72, that side was Podwinski, and his outside car number 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off 3rd in the 7M, that's Michael Tunn, and his outside car number 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off 5th in the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson, and his outside of the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off 7th in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloyheen, and rolling off 8th in the 02C, that is Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off 9th in the 51, that's Grayson Lawson, and his outside of car number 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. Rounding out the field in the 5K, that's Caleb Miller.
Golf Depot white flag being displayed one more time around before Silas Podwinski and Lincoln Obadiah will come to the green here. Carter's going to flip the green flag in the air. Silas Podwinski's going to launch out in front. Michael Tunn in the 7M machine will follow in suit. Top 5 all single file out. Austin Dickinson back there in 4th. He's got a good run looking to rebound on his previous heat race. Top 3 starting to pull away for the rest of the field.
Michael Tunn now going to look to battle the 72 of Podwinski. Tunn looking to the inside off of corner number 4. He'll fall in behind the 72.
Podwinski facing some heat from Tunn there in the 7M. Tunn looking to the outside line, will now dive bomb down into turn 3 and 4. Finally gets an edge out, and he'll take the lead from Silas Podwinski, but he's still got to pass him.
Down the back straightaway they go. Tunn, your leader. Cross flags out, 4 laps left to go for Michael Tunn. Behind them, a battle for 3rd. Here comes Dickinson to the outside Obadiah.
But don't forget Bentley Slider in the 07S machine. He's until Grayson Malloyheen involved in that one too. Slider makes a little bit of contact with Dickinson, slips back there into 5th. Still drag racing though. He'll go again this time and will finally get an edge out on the 15.
2 to go for Michael Tunn in the 7M. Podwinski sitting pretty in 2nd here. As they go down the front straightaway, still a battle for 3rd going on. Obadiah, Slider, Dickinson, and Malloyheen.
Golf Depot white flag's been thrown for Michael Tunn, but all eyes are on this battle between Slider and Dickinson. Dickinson gets a little bit of an edge out as Slider gets caught up in the lap traffic. Michael Tunn's going to take the win. Silas Podwinski in 2nd. Who's going to take it home in 3rd?
Off the corner number 4, Obadiah picks up the 3rd spot over Malloyheen, Dickinson, and Slider. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Golf Depot, located at 3309 4th Line in Ohsweken. Golf Depot carries top-name golf apparel, clubs, shoes, balls, and accessories. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned golfer, Golf Depot has you covered. And Strode's Barbecue. For over 80 years, Strode's Barbecue has been serving up the best in barbecue. Whether you need catering, premium grills, accessories, or a great takeout meal, Strode's Barbecue is your destination for everything barbecue.
God damn it. Sorry about that. Golf Depot white flag's out one more time around for these beginner flats here, getting ready to roll out. Rolling off 1st is the 51 of Evan Sauter, and in 2nd it's the 4 of Charles Stewart. Rolling off 3rd is the 72 of Declan Ellis, and 4th it's the 67 of Woody Matt Herney. Rolling off 5th is the 27 of Daxon Ellis, and in 6th it's the 5JR of Clayton Haggard coming to the green here.
Green flag out for these beginner flats as they race their way off of corner number 2. That Hurdy down to the bottom, Ellis up on top. Off of corner number 4, Ellis leads lap number 1.
Woody Nat Herney in second place there, rolling around, trying to gain some speed there on Ellis. Faced a little bit of heat there from Clayton Hager and Charles Stewart in the 4 machine. Hager still can't quite make a move there on the 67.
Down the back straightaway they go. Sauter makes a move for the 3rd spot. Stewart goes high on the racetrack. Sauter holds on to the 3rd spot. He'll set his sights on Clayton Hager as Ellis is pulling away with it in that 27 machine.
Sauter looking to come back here and take the checkered cross flags are out in this one. That 27 machine at Daxon Ellis rolling out front. Clayton Hager there in second. He's going to start to face some heat real soon from Evan Sauter in that 51 machine.
Clayton Hager in the 5JR trying to reel in Daxton Ellis, who's leading here. Down the max straightaway they go into corner number 3. Hager going to stick the nose down to the inside. 2 to go for Ellis. Ellis holding on to the lead.
Ellis there rolling by in the lead, facing a little bit of heat there from Clayton Hager. Coming to the golf depot, white flag one more time around. Can he hold it off on the 5JR for the final time?
Down the back straightaway they go. Daxton Ellis, your leader. Clayton Hager sitting in second. One final corner to see what happens. He hops the wheel. Hager picks up the win.
Ellis will come home in second. Sauter rounding out in third. What a thriller there for the final heat race for these beginner flats. Intermediates getting ready to roll in next. That was an exciting one there.
They'll pull out off the racetrack there, your beginner flats. Here's a replay. Ellis and Hager battling for the win. Hager drives it down to the bottom, runs out of room, hops the wheel, pulls away there with the win. Intermediate flats up next. On the pole for this one of the 15W, that's Nate Wiedrich. And his outside of the 53, that's Ben Fairway. Rolling off third in the 27, that's Marcus Bousfield. And his outside in car number 17R, that's Jack Ruchai. Rolling off fifth in the 13, that's Rylan Huffman. And his outside in the 9D, that's Tovin DeLima. Rolling off seventh in the 44B, that's Shakira Miracle. And rolling off 11th rolling off 11, that's Kendall Sarantakos. And rolling off 9th in the 28, that's Caitlin Walker.
Wiedrich in fairway, pacing around here for the final time before we launch him off for the green. Snail's pace here down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Wiedrich in the 15W, going to lead him off a little bit of contact with fairway, and they're going to drag race into turn 1 and 2.
Down the back straightaway they go. Wiedrich leads. Here comes Bousfield down the bottom. He'll slide in, try to take the lead out the front stretch. Bousfield, your new leader.
Bousfield in that 27 machine will now play some tight defense, trying to hold off the 15W. Nate Wiedrich, Jack Ruchai in the 17R machine. He's got a good launch up to third place now. Passed around fairway. Will now go up to the tail end of Nate Wiedrich, trying to take down that second place position.
Battle for fourth here. Tovin DeLima pulls away. Rylan Huffman in the 5th spot, battling with Ben Fairway in car number 53. Here comes Jack Ruchai now down to the bottom.
It's a nice cruise there for Bousfield, but there's a total war going on behind him. Cross flags are out halfway home for Bousfield there. Ruchai up to second place, and now he'll go to track down the 27 machine.
The 90 of Tovin DeLima up to the 4th spot. He'll reel in the 15W, Nate Wiedrich. Down the front straightaway they go. He'll look to the outside in corner number 1. Cut down to the bottom. Rylan Huffman's there.
Tovin DeLima trying to pass by there on Huffman, and now Wiedrich in the 15W machine for third place. They make a lot of contact there. DeLima's going to pull away nice and clean. Now Huffman and Wiedrich are going to drag race down the backstretch. Golf Depot white flags out though for Marcus Bousfield.
Top 3 all spread apart here. The 27 of Bousfield picks up the heat race win. Good turnaround for him. Jack Ruchai and Tovin DeLima, your top 3 over Rylan Huffman and Kendall Sarantakos.
Everybody's going to pace around here and getting ready to roll out next. The Opens on GeForce TV. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Cool Kids Ice and Water. Proudly serving 6 nations and communities across Southern Ontario since 2008, Cool Kids provides purified ice and water delivery water jug refills, salt delivery, water station rentals, and more. For quality service and purified products you can count on, think Cool Kids Ice and Water. And 2-Speed Motorsports. When performance matters, racers turn to Raptor filters and 2-Speed Motorsports. Raptor high-performance air filters can be found in Victory Lane at tracks across North America, while 2-Speed Motorsports produces Canadian-made tools, parts, and accessories for racers everywhere. Learn more at 2speedmotorsports.com.
Williams Brother Heating and Cooling up at Outlaw Karts, making their way out onto the racetrack for their second heat race of the night, 10 laps to distance. Had a couple of karts not able to finish the last one. Here comes Jack Smolders, had problems firing that 7 machine. Let's see if he has this one back and ready to go.
Look to try and put some heat in that motor. Of course, had contact there, or had some trouble there racing with Johnny Miller, pulled off, came back out, struggled again, and called it quits there on that first heat race. So as he's pacing around here trying to get that car to come to life and hopefully have a better result than what he gets, Gianna Teal also involved in that incident there.
As they take formation now in the backstretch on the pole for this one out of St. Thomas in car number 18, that's Gabby Darling. And her outside at Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Running off third out of Brantford in the 88, that's Riley Mercer, and his outside out of Weldon in the 96, that's Brendan Hager. And rolling off in the 5th spot in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. And rolling off 6th in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smolders. Rolling off from the 7th spot, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller in the 0J. And rounding out the field in car number 97, that's Andy Gray, who is not out onto the racetrack, so probably still wrenching on that cart, not too sure. So the problems were major, and we didn't have a trackside report by Clint Jeffrey.
Shoot. Well, he was still around here when he said he was leaving, so.
He said he was leaving, and 10 minutes later he pops out. Green flag out. Back underway for these 10-lap open Outlaw Kart.
Gabby Darling rockets out to the lead there. Brendan Hager with another good launch. He drag races with the bullet with a mullet. Riley Mercer in second place. They all single file out. Gabby Darling still holding on to her lead after one.
Down the back straightaway they go. Smolders to the outside of Hager. Miller to the bottom. 3 wide off of corner number 4. Smolders look like he had the nose. He'll drive it down to the middle of the racetrack. Smolders in the 3rd spot.
That 7 machine is firing on all cylinders. Really hooked up after the incident there last heat race. Gabby Darling facing some heat from Mercer there. Top 3 all spread out. And now Brendan Hager's trying to hold off Johnny Miller. Will lose that battle. Johnny Miller's going to fly by there. Hager slinks back in. And they keep trading places there on the backstretch.
Down the backstretch they go. Miller to the bottom. He'll slide up in front of Hager. Miller going to hold on to the 4th spot. He'll set his sights on Jack Smolders. And here comes Gabby Darling, still your leader of the front stretch.
Everybody single file out now, just winding down the clock, trying to keep it clean and hold on to their positions. Riley Mercer there in second, can't quite gain anything on Gabby Darling. She was a little bit slow there down the front stretch. Not allowed for Riley Mercer to pass. Jack Smolders will do the same going into turn 3 and 4.
At 18 has some problems as she stops on the bottom of corner number 4. 2 laps left to go. What a heartbreak for that 18 machine.
Yellow flag finally being drawn as that 18 slowly creeps there.
Last week she had some problems with the ground wire, so I'm going to guess that's what it was again. Not too sure. Going to try to figure it out there, but tough break for the 18.
Yeah, visor up, trying to figure out what ails it. That Advanced Motorsports Trailer Hitch Center 18 machine. Look to try and refire it now. They're just going to push it off there.
Yeah, tough break for that 18. Slow down the backstretch. Problems again. As the field paces around, takes formation again. Riley Mercer, the bullet with a mullet. Your leader over Jack Smolders and Johnny Miller. Smolders looking to be back to his old self there in the 7 machine. Let's hope they worked out the kinks there. As the Gulf Depot white flag was flying, 1 to go. We'll set him back loose.
Mercer and Smolders coming down, creeping into turn 3 and 4. Green flags back on the loud pedal there. Mercer launches off into turn 1 and 2.
Smolders in the second spot. Here comes Miller. Golf Depot white flag flies. Battle for second going on. Miller and Smolders. Miller going to keep it to the bottom. Smolders to the outside. Smolders had a good run down the back stretch. And your winner, Riley Mercer.
Smolders takes it home in second. Johnny Miller in third, capping off another bad, fast heat race for these Open Outlaw Karts. Senior Flats getting ready to roll out next for their final heat race of the night. Going to be set to be a good one here. Take another look from the drone here as the field will come off, and Senior Flats getting ready to roll out next. 8 laps of distance in this final heat race of the night here. Rolling off first in the 44 is Robbie General, and in second it's the 18 machine of Adam Cicilla. Rolling off third is Nick Kuplo in the 751, and in fourth it's the 66 of Bailey Salt. Rolling off fifth is the 73 of Mike Miller, and in sixth it's Jack McPhail in the 42. Rolling off seventh is the 88 of Rowan Reed, and rolling off 8th is Ron McGarry in the 33. Rolling off 9th is the 89 of Jamie Porter, and in 10th it's Matt Reed in the 78. Rounding out the field is Grant Matchett in the 66W. In 11th, Golf Depot white flags out one more time around.
Good drivers coming around with the green flag. Let's keep it nice and steady on the back. Steady on the back.
They'll pace around the final heat race of the night. We are underway. Green flag flies. General leads him down the back stretch. Nick Kupalo sitting in second. And here comes General. He'll lead lap number 1.
Kupalo rocketed up to that second place position, now trying to take down that 44 of Robbie General. Gets right there on the tail end of him, trying to make a move. That 751 machine can't quite seem to pass the 44.
Bailey Salt looking to get in the mix there. She's sitting in the third spot. Nick Kupalo and Robbie General duking it out for the lead. Kupalo leads.
Kupalo has been really hooked up here to work the tail end of the season. Will start to pull away from Robbie General. Here comes Jamie Porter in the 89 machine. All over the tail end of that 66 of Bailey Salt. Will pass by on the bottom, taking the third place spot. Kupalo still out in front, though, starting to widen his gap from first to second.
3 laps left to go for Nick Kupalo, but here comes Jamie Porter. He'll roll it down to the bottom, all over the tail end of Robbie General. 2 to go for Nick Kupalo.
Kupalo sticks it to the bottom, rolling by here. Jamie Porter finally putting some heat on Robbie General. Will drag race and take that second place spot from Golf Depot. White flags out. Can Porter catch up to the 751 of Nick Kupalo?
Down the back stretch for the final time. Jamie Porter in second. He'll make a charge to the inside. Nick Kupalo holds on for the win over Jamie Porter. And Robbie General, your top 3. That'll conclude heat racing for the night.
Yep, and as this final heat race comes to a close here, we will take a quick 5-minute intermission, and we'll be back here. It's feature time on GeForce TV.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Slack Lumber. When it's time for your next project, make Slack Lumber your first stop. From quality lumber and building supplies to tools and hardware, they've got everything you need to get the job done right. Ask about the Pro program and enjoy exclusive savings, promotions, and VIP benefits. And by Lockhart's Odyssey, the official side-by-side supplier of Ohsweken Speedway. Lockhart's Odyssey features Ontario's largest selection of BRP vehicles, parts, accessories, riding gear, and marine products. Visit their knowledgeable team for all your power sports needs.
Grand River has a complete line of trailers to suit your needs. We're Canadian-made, built local, and competitive prices, with expert service on all trailer types, custom builds, premium quality, and unbeatable value. Visit Grand River Trailer Sales today.
Legend Ken Schrader doesn't just chase the fastest car, he's chasing the best barbecue out there. Whether it's high-speed racing or your team gearing up for a corporate event, Strode's Barbecue is built for speed. From small gatherings to large events, Strode's delivers big flavor at lightning speed. With over 30 years of experience, our food fuels the excitement on and off the track. Strode's delivers barbecue with speed, flavor, and perfection. Strode's Barbecue. Fast food, fast service, legendary taste.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Grand River Trailer Sales. From enclosed trailers to utility trailers and everything in between, Grand River Trailer Sales offer quality products backed by outstanding customer service. See why customers across southwestern Ontario trust Grand River Trailer Sales. And by Chiefswood Park. Looking for a unique getaway? Visit Chiefswood Park, experience authentic Haudenosaunee culture along the beautiful Grand River. Enjoy local shopping, entertainment, wildlife, and a relaxing escape right here on Six Nations.
You're live on GeForce TV, ready for the Mobile 1 beginners. 12 laps, the distance. Jackson Jeffrey with your lineup.
First feature event of the night, and we got 19 Mobile 1 beginners getting ready to go to war here. Your starting lineup looks a little bit like this. Rolling off first in the 52, that's Lucian Anthony. And in second, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok. Rolling off third in the 20, that's Austin Van Houten. Fourth is the 18 machine of Kane McAllister. Rolling off fifth is the 88X of Oakley Jameson. And in sixth, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. Rolling off seventh is Easton Hill in the 24E. And in eighth, it's the 7 machine of Christopher Young. Rolling off ninth, it's the 17 of Grace Gledhill. And in 10th, it's the 27N of Natalie Janae. Rolling off 11th is the 9 of Braden Pettit, and in 12th, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. Rolling off 13th is Jolene Hookert in the 96 machine, and in 14th, it's the 78M of Millie Miller. Rolling off 15th is the 7G of Grayson Hess. 16th is Jackson McDonald, the 87, Duck Blackburn, Ainsley McAllister, and Benson Flanagan in your starting lineup. We are green.
Green flag flies. Maverick Chichok leads lap number 1. Here comes Kane McAllister in the 2-speed motorsports car number 18. Now to the inside, he wants that lead.
From fourth to second, and now battling for the lead right now. Kane McAllister starting out real strong in this one. Drag racing with Maverick Chichok in the 27. Chichok's going to shut the door, but McAllister once again hops on the loud pedal. They're going to pass by some lap traffic here. McAllister tries to make a new move, dive bombs down, and he takes the lead from the 27.
McAllister, your new leader. Maverick Chichok in second. Here comes Austin Van Houten. He wants a piece of the 18 of Kane McAllister. Down the front straightaway they go. Lucian Anthony, Oakley Jameson in the top 5.
Continuing to navigate through some lap traffic here. Van Houten tailing on the 27 of Maverick Chichok. Gets a little bit closer this time. Still not quite enough to make a challenge for that second place position. Chichok once again hops on the loud pedal there, starts to pull away from Van Houten, but Van Houten with a great launch there. He looks to the outside line, trying to pass him. Chichok's going to shut the door.
Down the back straightaway they go. They get by some of the slower cars there down the back chute. Here comes Van Houten. He'll take the high side around the racetrack. Oakley Jameson watching this all happen, trying to find his way up there.
McAllister there still continuing to navigate some of that lap traffic. Top 3 all spread out from each other. Just a time game now, under 4 laps left to go for your leader, Kane McAllister. He's going to continue to try and navigate through this lap traffic, just trying to keep it a clean race.
Van Houten catching up to the tail end of Maverick Chichok, who's sitting in the second spot. Kane McAllister getting by some of the slow cars. 2 to go for Kane.
Austin Van Houten finally starting to get a little bit closer there to the back end of Maverick Chichok. They're going to swerve through some lap traffic. Van Houten slows down a little bit and goes for a little bit of a spin there. Caution flag's out as the white flag was being thrown. Van Houten went for a bit of a solo spin there. Gets himself returned back around and should be a simple restart for him.
Kane McAllister tasted victory there, and he got robbed of it as the caution flag flies. Grace Gledhill stopped there, red flag out.
That's the problem when we have such a massive field of these young guns here. Comes to figuring out the lineup, you're going to need to stop them there on the front stretch to figure out the lineup.
Grace Gledhill stopped there on the bottom of the front stretch. I don't know if she had problems there with that Ackland Insurance 17 machine. Good looking cart though.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous looking 17 machine.
Here's the replay. In the corner number 1, Van Houten hit a banana peel and spun it around at corner number 2. Tough break. He had a really good race so far with only 1 to go. But you will have to join the tail end of the field as we get him right back up. Kane McAllister still your leader over Maverick Chichok in second. And Oakley Jameson in third in that 88X. As we get the rest of the field lined back up.
Maverick Chichok has struggled to catch on the tail end of Kane McAllister there. McAllister has been wired tonight. He's been hooked up. That 18 machine is looking prime for a win. Field still under red flag as we try and figure out this lineup. Red flag being displayed. still figure out. We're just going through some of these lineups here. There's not really too much to say as you have a gorgeous look here. Sun's starting to go down. The lights are out on the little O. And everybody's just kind of stopped and we wait. As we're waiting here, they're going to push that 24E machine of Easton Hill off. I'm not sure what ails that 24E machine.
After the 28 is the 9, 17, 78M.
So, just got word the 18 of Gabby Darling's cart blew up. So that's not good for her. Yeah, well, that'll dwindle down the open Outlaw Karts field there. See, hopefully Andy Gray can get that cart repaired, even if it's just tape and a prayer back out for that feature. But a tough break there for the 18 machine of Gabby Darling. A little bit of sad news, but...
Yeah. I mean, heartbreak, but the good thing is now all eyes are just going to be on the Nationals when we have a lot of star power coming in. So it's going to be exciting. Nationals are going to be good to kick off our Nationals weekend here at Ohsweken Speedway. Outlaw kart racers from around the region and even in the States. Some boys from Michigan coming up here. Always going to be good to see. But back to the Mobile 1 beginners for their feature event. Finally back under yellow. We got the lineup figured out. We got everybody in order. Ready to roll them off.
Single file restart here. Green, white, checkered, I believe. Golf Depot white flag waved in the wind. One more time around. We'll get this one back underway. Kane McAllister, Maverick Cheechak, Oakley Jameson, Lucian Anthony, and Aubrey Penner of the top 5.
The 96 of Jolene Hookert rolls off there. Field coming to the green here. Caden McAllister once again hops right on the loud pedal there. Maverick Cheechak follows in suit. The top two drag race away from the rest of the field. Oakley Jameson, the 88 X Machine, follows in tail. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Kane McAllister.
Oakley Jameson and Maverick Cheechak battling it out there for the second spot. Down the back chute they go. But it's all Kane McAllister in the two-speed motorsports car number 18. Cheechak picks up second place. Oakley Jameson at third. And that 18 machine of Kane McAllister will take his slack lumber victory lap.
That two-speed motorsports mean green 18 machine coming around here was dominant tonight, as per usual, for Kane McAllister taking his slack lumber victory lap, and he'll pull that 18 cart off. Take it off into slack lumber victory lane after the victory lap as we get ready to go for the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
Good run by that 18 machine. But up next, the Doty Creek Agricultural Services Box Stocks ready to take the racetrack on the pole for this one. In the 64X, that's Mason McInnes. To his outside in car number 7M, that's Michael Tunn. Rolling off from the third spot in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloyheen. And rolling off fourth in car number 4, that's Emmett Speck. Rolling off fifth in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. And to his outside of the 5K, that's Kayla Miller. Rolling off seventh in the 51, that's Grayson Lozit. And rolling off into car number 72, that's Silas Podwinski. Rolling off for the 9th spot in car number 94, that's Georgia Hookert. And her outside of the 14, that's Diesel Montour. Rolling off 11th in car number 28, that's Hunter Hill. And his outside of the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off for the 13th spot in the 09, that's Casey Walker. And rolling off 14th, it's the veteran Randy Hollingshead in car number 77H. Rolling off 15th in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. And his outside of the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off 17th in the 58X, that's Austin Dickinson. And rolling off 18th in the 816, that's Aiden Austin. Rolling off 19th in the 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. And rolling off 20th In car number 18G, that's Grayson Powless. Rolling off 21st in car number 77, that's Declan Saul Johnson. And rounding out the field in car number 20, that's Tom Bradley.
Tom Bradley trying to make some waves here tonight in his debut on dirt, rolling with that SKE chassis, 2-speed motorsports kart from the McAllister team. Debuting here tonight, seems to be trying to grab onto the hook now, but we're ready for green. McInnes and Tunn are going to lead them off for the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks. McInnes and that 64X machine is going to go to war with Michael Tunn there. Slide to the outside, they trade positions, and Tunn's going to lead him after one down the front stretch.
Got a bit of a non-wing racer there. The Oneida Walker in the middle of the field doesn't have a wing on right now, as Michael Tunn leads him off of corner number 4. McInnes, Maloyheen, and Burbage all looking at him.
Tunn still holding on to that lead, but yeah, there's a lot of fast drivers there in that pack. Emmett Speck, Lowe's in there. They're drag racing for the 5th place position right now. Speck on the bottom, Lowe's on the top. Lowe's tries to go for a move. Yellow flag is out, though. We got a bunch of drivers collected there in turn 3 and 4. Walker, Dickinson, and Hookert there. That 09 machine, yeah, like you said, that's the one non-wing racer here tonight. Don't know what happened to the wing. I believe it could be.
Well, talking about non-wing, we got one of our own Canadians down at the Kokomo Speedway. Jacob Dykstra and a Dick Mahoney non-wing sprint car ready to take on the Americans at Kokomo for, I believe it's the Chili's SmackDown at Kokomo. It's something like that, but that is exciting to see. One of our Canadian racers down there, the only one, to be exact, racing there in Kokomo. So let's hope he does good there.
Yeah, I believe it's with the USAC, I believe it is.
USAC, yeah.
USAC, yeah. But, yeah, Jacob Dykstra, awesome dude. Always good to talk to. He's always got a smile on his face. Might have seen a couple interviews on Friday Night Prime. Take a look at the replay here from the super wide. I think somebody came to a bit of a halt. This is a better look from the drone here. Yeah, 2 drivers got collected there, and everybody had to kind of bite down the brakes. Carter, 2 flags in his hand, telling everybody to slow down.
Now, I saw something interesting on Facebook earlier today. So if everybody remembers that Sheldon Honshield paint scheme from the Knoxville Nationals, did you see Justin Grant's non-wing, non-energy drink sprint car? The same paint scheme in the guava. It looks sweet.
Grand Prix guava is the best NOS energy flavor. We confirmed that when the World of Outlaws came to town.
Knocked back like 3 of them there. Carter along with the green flag in hand. We are back underway. Tunn leads him down the front stretch.
Tunn once again gets on the loud pedal. McInnes and Malohi in their top 3 ride out in front and will lead the rest of the pack through turn 3 and 4. We keep it clean here. Tunn starting to pull away there from the 64X.
Down the back straightaway they go. Tunn, McInnes, Maloyheen, and Burbage all looking to duke it out again. Here comes Maloyheen out of the inside of McInnes. He's looking for that second spot as they work their way down the backstretch. Maloyheen up to second.
Maloyheen there still has to face the heat from McInnes, and don't forget Everett Burbage, Emmett Speck, Grayson Laws, and Hunter Hill. A lot of fast drivers there right behind him, waiting for any one of those drivers to slip up and make a move. Tunn still holding on here. We got one around. That's Casey Walker again, and the non-wing goes for a bit of a spin.
24S to Sadie Berbelli pulled off the racetrack there. Looks to be the end of her night as Walker goes around. That'll bring that caution flag back out with 9 laps left to go still.
Also, don't forget, tomorrow, if you can't get your fill of Ohsweken Speedway racing action, G-Force TV at 7:30. It's the Ontario Agra and Sterling Lubricants presents the Sterling Sportsman Shootout with 360s, crate sprints, sportsman, and mini stocks. Thunderstocks have the night off.
Love watching those sports modifieds. Of course, they are the original class here at Ohsweken when this speedway was built. When Glenn Steyers had it built, the sports modifieds were the main division here. And fun fact, the 751 and Nick Cupolo He was the last Sportsman Championship here at Ohsweken Speedway before we switched to sprint cars full time. So we're glad to have Nick Kupalo back in a flat cart. Him and Jamie Porter are about to duke it out later on tonight. It's going to be an exciting race to watch.
Well, the more you know. I never knew that.
Your dad's messaged us like 2 or 3 times over the year, so it's odd to spit it out now.
I forget what happens when I wake up the next day. Golf Depot white flags being displayed. We're ready to come back to green. Michael Tunn, Malloy Heen, and Mason McInnes.
In the corner number 1, they roar. McInnes, Malloy Heen, Burbridge still going to duke it out. Yellow flag. I'm not sure what happened, but Bentley Slider looks like the culprit.
Yeah, that was a bit of chaotic, and you can see one tire spinning like a smoking gun there. Comes to a stop. And Superman, Trevor DeBoer is going to get it back in position. There's another one there. And another one knocked out of place there. And another one. Don't know if that final one there was involved, but either way, we're going to go under yellow here, fix these tires up. Take a look at the replay here from the restart.
Are you documenting that in correspondence? We didn't take a lap.
Goes around there and knocks out some tires.
There goes Trevor DeBoer fixing it all up. I think we have to get Bob Mercer back out there. Putting to work. No, kidding. He does a lot for this program, so we're glad to have him.
We're like freeloaders. We just show up and, oh, okay, cool. Okay.
LARP. Sorry.
Yeah, LARP. No, it is. It is. Just fake it. Just act like we're important. That's all she wrote, really.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not wrong.
Pretty much is Adam Ross here on Thursday nights.
I didn't want to say it, but that is what it feels like.
Let's hope he finds it funny.
I would hope so.
Well, we'll be on the...
I don't know. Oh, I'm going to ask about the baby oil.
We'll be on thin ice. Single file restart here. We're back underway for these Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks.
Tunn and Malloy Heen get back on the gas there. McInnes makes a little bit of contact there with Everett Burbridge. Goes high, and that allows for Speck to get his nose in the door there of the O2 machine. He drag races down the front stretch, tries to get a little bit of an edge out on Burbridge. Burbridge steals that spot right back.
Malloy Heen looking to work on the 7M of Michael Tunn. Cross flags out, 7 to go.
Malloy Heen there in second place. Trying to track down Michael Tunn. Dives down the inside, can't quite make it work yet. Tunn finally gets a little bit of breathing room from the 15 machine. Malloy gets right back on the tail, trying to force his way through. 5 laps left to go for your leader, Michael Tunn.
That 15G trying to trace down the 7M off the corner number 2. He'll stick the nose to the inside, duking it out. Tunn goes around in front of the field. Looked like a bit of contact there. That'll bring the caution flag back out.
Yeah, that was a rough one there. Your 2 leaders get collected with each other. Draw the yellow flag. I believe that's going to bump Mason McInnes in the 64X out front. Malloy Heen, hands in the air. He's not happy about that one. As the field's pacing by here, take a look at this replay.
Malloy Heen tried to stick it to the inside. I don't know if that was contact. It looked like Tunn, maybe not have seen him, but here's a different angle. I don't know. It looked maybe just a racing incident. Tough to say.
Yeah, I don't think there was any harm in it. I think it was just Tunn came down a little bit and made contact there with Malloy Heen's wheel, and they both get collected there. You can see both drivers. They're not mad at each other. They're definitely disappointed in getting involved up in that.
Good to see these kids are all competitive. They all want to win here. It's awesome to see. Green flag back out. Mason McInnes, your new leader. Burbridge Losa in the top 3.
That 64X machine is in prime position to get a win here tonight, but Everett Burbridge is going to try and take that dream away from him. He's right there on the tail end making contact with the 64X. McInnes holds him off for one more, but Losa's on the outside now.
Lozen making a charge to the outside of McInnes into corners 3 and 4. Tires are knocked around. Caution flags out. Oh, some beating and banging there between the fields. Some hard hits there. Not too sure what happened. The caution flag flies. We'll put this one back under halt.
Chaos corner took our breath away there, and that one we saw everybody kind of get squirrely there. 2 carts collected together. Caleb Miller and Austin Dickinson. Stopped, everybody's going to take a look at them. Carts look all right. Didn't look like there was too much contact there between anybody either, so hopefully these 2 carts will be able to roll off here. Take a look at the replay here. $5K goes around, makes contact there with everybody. And race meds on the team, making sure all these drivers are okay.
That was a hard hit there. Got to make sure everybody's all right.
51-02-4.
Abby's drone operator, he's playing some tricks on us.
72-816.
You know what? He gave us a cookie, so I ain't complaining.
He gave us some great cookies.
We split a cookie. Down the middle.
That was good. It was a great cookie. It was the best homemade cookie I've ever seen.
From his wife. And I heard he was the chef, so I don't...
He's the Iron Chef.
The Iron Chef, my bad. Put some respect and credit on his name.
Yeah. But as you can take another look from the drone shot there, they're going to push that machine off. Race med there on the scene.
81-94.
No, 81 was in the absence.
0-2-C-94-77H.
As we're all stopped here on the front stretch, just trying to figure out this lineup. Still, as we look at a gorgeous sunset here.
Another replay on your screen.
918G. There you go.
So get this lineup figured out. Mason, McInnes, Grayson Lawson, and Burbridge, the top 3 so far. See that LS Motorsports 64X on your screen. As we get this lineup figured out, Jiffy Lube 51, Grayson Lawson, Everett Burbridge, Emmett Speck, Silas Podwinski, your top 5. This one's definitely going to be exciting end of this one. They were getting after there for the lead until that caution came out.
Yeah, they were just, everybody was duking it out. Positions being traded, still a lot of bad fast drivers that could win it. McInnes has done a great job so far of holding off Lawson, Burbridge. Don't forget Emmett Speck, Silas Podwinski back there. There's a lot of bad fast drivers that could come and take the win. So we have another look at the gorgeous shot of the track here, glowing at Ohsweken Speedway.
No, there's no runner. 7's dead. 7's dead.
At 20 of Tom Bradley, still trying to figure out that cart. Glad to see him in his debut, though. He's keeping it on all 4 wheels. Good driving that thing. Dirt's a little different than asphalt, so...
Yeah, I mean, especially when you come from racing road course style, there on a cart like that, like those are really glued down, and then you come to something with a wing on it, and it's not a flat cart over here where you can kind of stick them to the ground. So it's definitely a complicated thing to navigate, but...
Put a chicane on the backstretch and you might whoop the field here.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, look like Daytona layout. Just watch him win every week.
Little roll action going on as the Gulf Depot white flag was displayed. Ready to get this one back underway. Mason McInnes going to lead us off.
Slow crawl there for McInnes. We saw the rest of the field swerve out of the way to try and avoid him. The 64X finally gets on the loud pedal, holds on to the lead, but Lawson in the 51 machine with a great launch there. He's running on the outside line, gives it the full gas, but McInnes is going to hold on to the lead again.
Down the backstretch, here comes Lawson to the outside as they work their way off of quarter number 4. McInnes going to hold on to the lead. He'll do just that, going into 1.
Lawson on the outside line, Burbridge behind him, Emmett Speck there back and forth. They drag race down into turn 3 and 4. McInnes is going to hold on, but the Gulf Depot boy flicks out and Lawson's going to steal the lead from him.
Off of quarter number 2, Lawson takes away with the lead. McInnes in second in corners number 3 and 4. It's Grayson Lawson.
McKinnis comes home in second with a great run. Everett Burbridge in third. Emmett Speck in fourth. Hunter Hill fifth. That was an exciting feature. Grayson Lawson gets it done with the last lap pass and will take his Slack Lumber victory lap.
Good run by that 51 machine. Glad to pick up another feature win for him, I'm sure. As the beginner flat carts lined up and ready to go.
15 laps the distance for these beginner flats. Your starting lineup's going to look a little bit like this. Starting off in 6th, that's Declan Ellis in the 72. Rolling off 5th place is Woody Nat Herney in the 67. In 4th, Charles Stewart starts in the 4 machine. And in 3rd, Evan Sauter in the 51. Rolling off 2nd, it's Clayton Hager in the 5JR. And starting on pole, it's Daxton Ellis in the 27. Field creeping by here, getting ready to go green. Carter's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. Ready to come by this time.
Stay yellow, please. Sorry.
Staying yellow.
We're going to stay yellow right now.
I have to sort of...
And we are now officially at the halfway point for the features tonight. You're lucky we don't have a booth cam tonight.
It's getting hectic in here.
Oh, hectic's putting it lightly. At least it wasn't like that one week where I just couldn't stop laughing. That was bad.
Wow, that's kind of me this week.
That's
I'm
okay.
a little tired. Yeah.
It was kooky, but it's okay.
It's the energy drinks and iced coffee over here. What the heck?
I think it was iced coffee. No, energy drinks? No. 3 energy drinks? No. Iced coffee? Yes.
Caffeine overload.
Trust me, I know. Golf Depot white flag has been displayed. Coming around here for the final time, ready to go to the green. Daxton Ellis and Clayton Hager starting 1-2. The 5 machine on the outside, the 27 and on the inside. We'll drag race down the front. We got one around here.
That's Charles Stewart, it looks like. Nat Herney's stopped on the backstretch, and the caution flag will away.
Bit of a rocky start here for this one. And now the DeBoers are going to go on scene and see what ails that 67 machine.
Here's the replay. As they get this one started off into corner number 1, around goes Stewart in the 4 machine, and that is the cause of that caution.
We didn't take a lap, so...
Okay. So that's the original. After the 67. Okay, Irish, we go green this time. Green this time.
Field pacing around here, ready to come to the green flag. Daxton Ellis, Evan Sauter there in the 51. Sauter trying to get a win here tonight to add on to his dominant season so far. Daxton Ellis trying to put a wrench in that gear.
One around on the backstretch again. Able to get a spun back around. As we got a battle for second place here, Clayton Hager and Evan Sauter duking it out. In a corner, off a quarter number 4, rather, here comes Clayton Hager.
Hager there trying to pass by on the outside line of Sauter there.
Thank you.
Sauter still holding down that second place spot. Hager there dives down still, quite can't make a move yet. Now he finally gets it there. That 5JR machine flies by the 51 of Sauter, and now he'll go to work on the 27.
Top 3 single filed out here so far, as Clayton Hager tries to make a rush on the 27 at Daxton Ellis. Down the front straightaway they go. He's trying to find a way to get around the 27, trying to stick the nose to the inside. Ellis going to hold on down the back chute.
Ellis there trying to hold off the 5 machine of Hager. They get a little bit squirrely, make contact with each other. Hager almost had him. Will try to take it this time down the backstretch. Ellis still holding on, but Hager's banging on the door.
Into corner number 1 they go. Clayton Hager trying to get by the 27 at Daxton Ellis. Off of corner number 4, cross flags out. Halfway to go here for the 27.
Daxton Ellis still holding on there. Hager banging on the door, trying to pass by. Ellis has ran a great race so far. Hager dives down, they drag race and make contact with each other. They do it again into turn 1 and 2. Hager and Ellis drag race down the backstretch. Hager's finally got a bit of an edge and he'll take the lead.
Down the front straightaway they go. Hager, your new leader. Hager goes around. He'll park it at the bottom of 1 and 2. What a catastrophe for the 5JR.
He was running so good, finally got his hands on the lead and lost it just like that. Yellow flag being drawn, and there's not too much time left in this one. Take a look at the replay here on GeForce TV.
Into corner 1, ran out of room there, and the 5JR goes around.
5 and 27 to the rear of the field.
As we get this field single filed out and ready to get back underway.
7 to the rear of the field.
11, 27.
5, you're to the rear of the field with the 27. 51, go ahead. Go ahead, 51. 5, stay there.
Still trying to figure out this lineup here.
Go by. All right.
5JR joins the tail end of the field as we get that 27 and Daxton Ellis refired and ready to go. That leaves the 51 Evan Sauter to be your leader over Declan Ellis and Woody Nadherney.
Gonna make things an interesting finish here as everybody pacing around here.
Golf Depot white flag flaps in the wind one more time around. We'll get this one back underway. Ready to see what Evan Sauter, Declan Ellis can do to battle for that lead. See if the other Ellis and Clayton Hanger can get back up to the front of the pack.
Green flag's out and Sauter will hop on the loud pedal. The 72 machine will follow in suit, facing some heat from Woody Nadherney. Charles Stewart in the 4 having a bit of a rough night here tonight. He's drag racing for that 3rd place position here. Everybody kind of sticks it to the bottom, and Sauter's going to hold on to the lead after 1 under green here.
Down the back straightaway they go. They'll make it 3 wide-ish going into 3. Stewart to the outside. The bottom, that's Clayton Hager's back up to 2nd.
Hager making a great run, trying to take that lead back. It's 2 laps left to go for your leader, Evan Sauter. Can Hager track him down, or will Sauter hold him off and take another one?
Down the back straightaway they go. Clayton Hager, Evan Sauter duking it out for the lead. Golf Depot white flag waves. Clayton Hager now in the lead.
From 0 to hero, he came from the back and now he's in the front. He's got 1 more lap to try and hold off Evan Sauter for the final time. Dives it down on the inside, and Clayton Hager's going to get the win.
Sauter in 2nd, Ellis in the top 3, and that'll conclude the beginner's flat kart feature event as Clayton Hager takes his slack lumber victory lap.
Got to be happy to get that one holds off Evan Sauter for a dominant from another dominant night here. That 5 machine will pull off from his slack lumber victory lap in the slack lumber victory lane. What a good one.
Up next, the intermediate flat karts 15 lap A main. On the pole for this one out of Fenwick in the 90, it's Tovin de Lima. And it is outside out of Brantford to car number 13, that's Rylan Huffman. Rolling off for the 3rd spot out of Wellandport in the 17R, that's Jack Ruchai. And it is outside out of Smithville, the 11, that's Kendall Sarantakos. Rolling off for the 4th spot out of Hagersville in the 44B, that's Shakira Miracle. And her outside out of Smithville in the 27, that's Marcus Bousfield. Rolling off from the 7th spot out of Wilsonville in the 28, that's Caitlin Walker. To her outside out of Hamilton, the 53, that's Ben Fairway. And rounding out the field in the 15W out of Smithville, that's Nate Weedrag.
Pacing around here, getting ready to come to the green. Tovin de Lima in his return to Ohsweken Speedway. Green flags out, and the Snips 9D machine will hop on the loud pedal and lead him into 1 and 2.
Off of corner number 2, DeLima leads him down the backstretch. Ruchai and Huffman duking it out for a second. DeLima leads the opening lap.
DeLima there starting to roll away from the rest of the pack here. Jack Ruchai is having another solid night too. He passes by Ryland Huffman in the second place spot and will look to track down that 9D machine. Everybody sort of single files out from now. Don't forget Marcus Bousfield. He's deep in this field making some moves on Shakira Miracle. In that 44 trying to pass by. Everybody sort of clean after a few.
Top 3 spread out, battle for 4th are brewing here between Miracle and Bousfield as they work their way down the backstretch into corner number 3. Bousfield going to try to stick the nose to the bottom. Miracle with a better run.
Body swerves a little bit and keeps it stuck to the ground though. Still trying to pass by on that 44 machine. Looks to do it again this time. Can't quite pass by Miracle.
They're going to keep it again. Bousfield to the bottom. Miracle out of the outside. She'll drive the cart way up the racetrack. Try to make it 3 wide down the front stretch. Miracle falls in behind.
Bousfield forced Miracle wide there, and that allowed for Kendall Sarantakos to come in and take the spot. Miracle makes a little bit of contact with Bousfield, and Sarantakos is going to pull away the clear winner of that interaction.
As the 9D of Tovin DeLima and the 17R Jack Ruchai broken away from the rest of the field. Huffman sitting in the 3rd spot. Sarantakos in 4. Shakira Miracle and Marcus Bousfield still duking it out for their positions.
Tovin DeLima there on the outside starting to pull away from Jack Ruchai. They've been close, but no cigar for Ruchai yet. Still trying to track down the Snips 9D machine. Field's going to start to be encroaching on some lap traffic now, and it's all Tovin DeLima.
DeLima put some cars under the lap as he works his way into corner number 3. Ryland Huffman in the 3rd spot. Sarantakos in 4th. Shakira Miracle and Bousfield's battle is sizzled out. 2 laps left to go for Tovin DeLima.
Tovin DeLima just cruising now, trying to wait the clock out. Ruchai there still quite can't catch up. As the Golf Depot white flag's out, one more time around for Tovin DeLima.
He'll work his way down the back stretch into quarters 1 and 2. Ruchai not too far behind, but Tovin DeLima will pick up the win over Jack Ruchai. What a good race by that 9D of Tovin DeLima. Ryland Huffman takes the top 3 spot, and Tovin DeLima takes his slack lumber victory lap and pulls it in the slack lumber victory lane.
Good race here for DeLima, getting the win in his return to Ohsweken Speedway. Was pretty dominant last year. Success rolling through into 2026. Opens are getting ready to roll out next for their feature event of the night. Trying to get some heat in the motor before they launch off.
They got all those carts fired up and ready out onto the racetrack. We are down 1 of the 18 Gabby Darling, who was supposed to start in the 5th spot. As the field slowly takes formation, Hager getting pushed off in the 96. That John Salenzi Welland Chevrolet. They'll take formation on the pole for this one out of 6 stations in the 0J. It's the Iceman, Johnny Miller, and his outside out of Brantford. It's the Bullet with a mullet, car number 88. That's Riley Mercer. Holding off for the 3rd spot out of Welland. It's the Hammer, Brendan Hager, in car number 96, and to his outside out of Dorchester in car number 7. That's Jack Smulders. Rolling off from the 5th spot, car number 97 out of Norwich, that's Andy Gray. And to his outside out of Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Rounding out the field in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller.
Still pacing under yellow. Got the call. White flag will be displayed next time around for these drivers. Johnny Miller and Riley Mercer coming to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around before we send these guys off.
20 laps the distance for these Williams Brother Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw carts here. At the Little Low, the Cool Kids Ice and Water Outlaw carts presented by 2 Speed Motorsports. 2x2 down the back straightaway, ready to get this one underway. Carter along with the double green flags in hand. We are underway.
Johnny Miller's going to start off strong here. Drag racing with Riley Mercer on the outside line. They go super high there, trying to use all that extra horsepower in these open Outlaw carts. Mercer, they're still stuck on the outside line, just letting it rip their back behind them. Brennan Hager and Jack Smolders there. Everybody's battling it out.
Miller leads the opening couple of laps there in the 0J. Mercer sitting in the second spot. Smolders and Hager not going to let that happen as they're trying to work up something for that 88.
Smolders almost had a great pass there on Riley Mercer. Mercer's still going to hold down the fort in second place as the top three finally start to bridge a little bit of a gap. They're back to Brendan Hager in fourth. Johnny Miller still leading out in front. Riley Mercer in second, facing a lot of heat from Smolders, who's using all that extra track space.
Smolders trying to make his way into the second spot, chasing now the 88 Riley Mercer. Down the back chute they go into corner number 3. Mercer still sitting in the second spot.
Johnny Miller out in front, starting to widen his gap from first back to second. Riley Mercer trying to go for wins in back-to-back weeks here. Facing a lot of heat from Smolders though, but in his own world, starting to lose ground to Johnny Miller.
That 0J at Johnny Miller's on a hot streak here tonight. Having a good run so far in this A main. Riley Mercer still sitting in the second spot. Jack Smolders trying to build something up. He wants another feature win in that 7 machine.
He's got great pace, but he just can't quite make it yet as we're halfway home here for your leader, Johnny Miller. Riley Mercer in second, passes by some lap traffic and starts to gap a little bit from Smolders.
Miller going to keep it tight to the bottom. Mercer, he's going to run sort of the middle lane. The Smolders, you watch him slide that cart up the racetrack. Trying to find that momentum he needs for the 88 Riley Mercer. Brendan Hager still sitting there in the 4th spot. That top 3 trying to keep it all connected here. Smolders looks like he has something for Mercer.
Smolders inching closer and closer to the 88 machine. Seems to be slowly but surely closing in as Johnny Miller continues to widen his gap from first back to second. Just cruising from here on out, and Smolders is still can't quite close it in on Riley Mercer.
Yeah, Miller just keeping it tight to the bottom where he knows best. 5 to go for the 0J, but then you see Mercer and Smolders. They're trying to use that outside grip, trying to find it at least. They're keeping it close and tight there with the 88 and the 7 machine. With the battle for second just still waiting to brew here.
Yeah, time's slowly starting to run out for Smolders here. Got another good rocket launch there off turn 1 and 2. And looks like he's slowly on the backstretch. That's going to draw the yellow flag. He's having trouble.
What a heartbreak for the 7 machine. Looks like they couldn't get rid of that hiccup they had at heat race number 1. As that pink 7 machine slows on the top of corners 3 and 4. I believe they're going to just have to push him off the racetrack. Heartbreak for him.
Yeah, tough luck. And that's going to end his night here. And as they push that pink 7 machine off, all eyes are going to be on that battle. Johnny Miller, Riley Mercer. Mercer's going to be put right behind the tail end of the 0J machine. Golf Depot white flags out. Take a look at the replay here.
Just slows down there in the back chute. Definitely what he had earlier is a green flag. We're back underway. Let's see what Mercer has for Miller. Hager now to the outside for third.
Hager immediately jumped up there to try and join the rest of them. Coming by here, Johnny Miller starts to pull away from the rest of the field like he did before.
Hager now making a look for second here in corner number 3. 2 to go for the Iceman, Johnny Miller.
Johnny Miller still widening that gap from first back to second. Riley Mercer can't do anything but watch as Johnny Miller starts to pull away in front of his eyes. The Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for that 0J machine.
He'll keep it tight, net down to the bottom. It's the Iceman down the back, straight away into corners 3 and 4. Your winner, Johnny Miller.
Riley Mercer and Brendan Hager are going to take it home second and third. And that puts a cap on another wild open Outlaw Kart race. We got one more feature left to go, but watch Johnny Miller as he takes his slack lumber victory lap. That Steyer's Bro Racing Cool Kids Ice and Water. Zero J Machine in that classic orange. Pulls it off here onto the scale. Senior Flats getting ready to go. 20 laps the distance. Your starting lineup's going to look a little bit like this. On the pole is Jamie Porter in the 89 machine. Rolling off second is Nick Kuplo in the 751. Rolling off third is the 44 of Robbie General, and Jack McPhail in the 42 will start fourth. In fifth, it's the 78 of Matt Reed, and Bailey Salt in the 66 will roll off sixth. Rolling off seventh is the 88 of Rowan Reed, and in eighth, it's the 73 of Mike Miller. Rolling off ninth is the 66W of Grant Matchin, and in 10th, it's Ron McGarry in the 33. Rounding out the field in the 18 machine, that's Adams DeSilla.
Two by two, ready to get this one underway. These senior flat carts really put on a show. 28 laps the distance. Carter Long with the double green flags in hand. Jamie Porter, Nick Kuplo gonna send us off.
Jamie Porter leads them into 1 and 2. Nick Kuplo there in that 751 machine. They've been duking it out all night, but only one can take home the trophy. Nick Kuplo there on the tail end of Jamie Porter. Everybody single file after one.
Two drivers that are always so dominant here at the Little O. The top three breaking away from the rest of the field. Robbie General keeping pace with the two.
That top three starts to pull away from the rest of the field there. Nick Kuplo like a shadow on Jamie Porter. He's not disappearing. And as I say that, Porter starts to gain a little bit of breathing room from Kuplo. Kuplo, though, right back on the tail end. He's going to try and make a move for the lead. Can't quite have it yet. Porter's going to lead another one.
Robbie General wants a lick of them as they work their way into corner number 3. The top three starting to spread apart there for the rest of the field. Matt Reed and Jack McPhail duking it out. Rowan Reed watching it.
Rowan Reed trying to get past that 42 of Jack McPhail. Not quite enough juice to make something happen yet as that battle starts to fizzle out. Back there up in front, though, Robbie General's now on the tail end of the Nick Kuplo 751 machine. Tries to pass by on the inside. They drag race down the front stretch. He got his nose in, but Kuplo's going to shut the door and hold on to second place.
General keeping it with that 751 in the corner number 3. Going to try to stick the nose to the inside. Kuplo's got a bit of a better bite in that red machine. In the corner number 1 off of 2. They're purely keeping it tight-knit with 12 to go under the flag stand.
Jamie Porter's just pulling away, trying to keep this one clean as he holds on to the lead by a bit of a gap there, but there's a total war going on for second place behind him. Robbie General there. Caution flag is out. We got one around there. That's Rowan Reed, I believe.
That'll throw that caution flag out, and it will knit the field closer together. As Rowan Reed gets it to the tail end of the field. Heartbreak for that 88 machine.
You got to call somebody's getting penalized for that one.
I believe it's the 66 of Bailey Salt. Told to go to the tail end of the field. Here's the replay with Abby's drone. Happened there on the front stretch.
Definitely not the place you're going to want to spin out if you are going to spin out there, so glad everybody's okay. Golf Depot white flag being displayed. One more time around before Jamie Porter is going to have to see if he can hold off Nick Kuplo and Robbie General.
Started to gallop away there. Jamie Porter did. Nick Kuplo, Robbie General were duking it out there for the second place spot. Matt Reed, Jack McPhail, your top 5. Carter Long, let's send him off on corner number 4.
Green flag back out, and Jamie Porter once again hops on the loud pedal. Not quite the start that he would want there. Kind of slacks back a little bit to Nick Kuplo. Finally gets it rolling through turns 3 and 4. Starts to pull away there from the rest of the pack. Jamie Porter back up to full throttle.
As Robbie General keeps it tight-knit on the tail end of the 751, they'll work their way off of corner number 4. Porter with problems. He pulls off the racetrack. That leaves Nick Kuplo to the lead.
That cart seemed perfect, but he stuck his hand out in the air, called it a night, and rolled off there. That leaves Nick Kuplo as your leader at the cross flags. Halfway home for the 751. He was gifted the lead, and can he hold it on?
General now tastes that first lead spot with Nick Kuplo. He sticks the nose to the inside into corner number 1. Oh, Nick Kuplo cuts him off, and Kuplo hold on to the lead one more lap.
He rides it out a little bit and finally gets a bit of breathing room off of his back. But Robbie General still right there on the tail and tries to close in again for another swing at the lead.
7 laps to go for the 751 and Nick Kupalo. Here comes Robbie General. He wants another taste of the lead. Down the backstretch, caution flags out. Not sure. Oh, Rowan Reed there on the bottom of 3.
Believe some problems with her car. A visor up, looking at the engine there, figuring out what's wrong. Slowly lurching a little bit there, but just can't come to life. See her pressing on the gas there, trying to fire it off. Kart seems to be rolling good though. Still got her hand in the engine bay. Rolling that machine. And she's going to pull it off. That'll end her night there. Another heartbreak for another driver here. Golf Depot white flag is out though. One more time before we go around. Nick Kupalo been holding on to that lead pretty well.
Single file restart. Nick Kupalo, Robbie General, Matt Reed, Mike Miller, and Jamie Porter, your top 5. Carter Long of the green flag. We're back underway, ready to settle this A-main.
Nick Kupalo once again hops on the gas and will lead him going down the backstretch. That 73 machine of Mike Miller, he's clawed his way up to a top position here, battling with Matt Reed there. That 73 machine and the 78 duke it out. That third place spot, Mike Miller's got the edge on the inside line. It's 5 to go for your leader, Nick Kupalo.
In the quarter number 1 they go. Nick Kupalo down the back straightaway. General up to the bumper of that 751. In the quarter number 3, Kupalo knows now he's got to keep it down to the bottom or General's going to be there.
Yeah, Kupalo's done such a good job so far holding him off, but a little slip up and that spot is gone. He once again sticks it to the bottom and General edges closer and closer. Now here comes Mike Miller on the tail end of the 44. He wants a piece of the podium there, trying to drag her. He's right behind Robbie General.
2 laps left to go. General down to the inside. He wants that lead back into quarter number 1. Kupalo's going to hold on to it down the backstretch. General goes high. Miller follows.
Golf Depot white flags being displayed one more time around for your leader, Nick Kupalo. General now finally moves to the outside, trying to make a last lap move for the lead.
General to the outside. Kupalo's going to keep it down to the bottom. General trying to stick to nose. Kupalo picks up the win.
General's going to take it home in second and Mike Miller in third. But Nick Kupalo in that 751 machine holds it off and will take the win here tonight.
Slack lumber victory lap for that 751 and Nick Kupalo. Good run by him. And that'll conclude the Senior Flats A-main.
Kupalo will take off after his slack lumber victory lap. We'll roll it down into the pits there. Get the gear off. And McLean will try to have a word with him. After that, I'll go for a walk and see if I can pull anyone in the opens for a quick conversation here to wrap up our night. But Nick Kupalo, another dominant night.
Back here with Nick Kuplo. Got the win again, but under crappy circumstances.
Yeah, I got lucky for sure. I was able to hang with Jamie for the first 5 laps or so, but then I don't know if it was his tires or talent, but it just was better than me. But something happened to him, and it worked out for us tonight.
You had Robbie General all over the back end of that entire race. Did you see him at all, or?
I felt him a couple times. When it got down to 5 to go, I backed it off a little bit just so I could hug the bottom. And so if he wanted the spot, he'd have to do something pretty drastic because I just didn't want to push up off that bottom lane of the track.
Awesome. Anybody you'd like to thank for getting you here again?
Yeah, same as last week. My dad for wrenching on the car all the time, and my wife and baby at home.
Awesome. Good job tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Jackson Jeffrey will be next with the Open winner.
Standing by here with Johnny Miller. Johnny, all smiles there in the pit. Gotta feel good to get another one here tonight on an Outlaw Thursday.
Yeah, it's really good tonight. Started off pretty good. In the hot laps, the 7 and the 18 kind of figured out. They showed me where the line was, so I'm like, I'll just go down there. And it worked, so I stuck it for the whole night.
Talk about the track. We saw a lot of guys run a lot of different lanes. You kind of stuck it to the bottom though and just ran a clean line, managed to get the dub tonight.
Yeah, I kind of got a freebie in that first one when the yellow flag went out and I crashed, so it kind of got me good for it, but I stayed in the lead. So, I don't know. It was really good tonight. I stayed at the bottom. I'm really good at the bottom, always have been, so I just stayed there because I was comfortable.
Who'd you like to thank for getting you in the slack lumber victory lane here tonight?
Glenn Stiers, he sponsors the car. My dad, he always does everything and comes support me. My mom, she's up there working, and my sister, and my other sister, she comes, and all the boys that come out, all the little cousins, they're all fun to hang out with. I'm still having fun, so I'll come out every week.
Glad to hear. Good to see you. See you next week. Thanks for joining us, Johnny.
Yep, thank you.
That'll do it here for another Outlaw Thursday. McLean, send us home.
On behalf of the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, on behalf of the Stars family, on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Kelvin saying so long. We'll see you next Thursday night here on GeForce TV.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.